Well, good morning. Good morning. This is Coffee with Carol. And today we are talking about empowerment, empowering others. And as leaders, no matter what position we are in, our goal and our role should be to empower others. Jesus was the best empowerment leader there ever was. I think about when John the Baptist baptized him. It just blows my mind. I mean, Jesus did not need to be baptized, but he empowered John the Baptist. He empowered him and said, "Hey friend, go ahead. Let's get me baptized." So how did that go? I baptize you in the name of your Father. I baptize you in the name of you, and then of the Holy Spirit. I mean, how awkward, right? How awkward. But that was what Jesus was good at. And when we look at Peter, who denied Christ, right? He was the one that Jesus selected to build the church. He gave him a big job. So when we're looking at our employees, or we're looking at our family, our children, right? We are leaders, because leadership is really influence. Nothing more, nothing less. You're influencing someone. And so whether you're influencing someone in a career or in a job or in a title in that way, or you are in charge of your own business, or you are raising children, you are empowering them to be more independent and better, right? We don't want to be independent of God. We want to empower them to seek God first, to really look for ways to put God first in their lives, and teach them how to pause and pray and ask for God's opinion. But let's talk about some of the ways that we can empower people, and really practical ways, okay? Because these are all things that really help in living your life by God's design. Let people make decisions. Let others make decisions. You don't have to be the one to always make the decision. Let them make mistakes. You know, I think one of the biggest challenges that leaders face is not wanting to make a mistake. And if they give a job to someone, sometimes they're afraid that they're going to cause the other person to fail, or that they won't somehow be able to succeed in whatever task we give them. But you know what? It's okay to fail. And that was very clear in Matthew 16:18, when Jesus made Peter the head of the church, to build the church, knowing that he was, denying him and making those mistakes, right? Talk about the vision with your team. Talk about what it is that you want, and let them give you some ideas. Clearly define your expectations. Tell people specifically what you need and what you're looking for. But then give them some ability, some autonomy to figure it out on their own, because perceptions are different for everybody. The way that I might do something and the way that you might do the same thing could be completely different. Like cutting an apple. Like, there's so many different ways to cut an apple, right? And yet at the end of the day, if I cut the apple one way and you cut the apple a different way, the apple is still cut. So we need to make sure that we are not worrying about how it's done, but rather focusing on allowing someone to do it. Reward somebody's hard work. Pay attention to when they are successfully completing something, or even if they're putting a lot of effort in and they're making some mistakes. Reward that effort, reward that hard work, and take the time to give good feedback. Don't just say, oh, you're doing it wrong, or you're in trouble, or I'm going to write you up. That's just not helpful. Share with them how they could do better. Share with them what they could do differently. My daughter is, I might be a little biased because she's my daughter, but she's one of the best leaders I've ever seen. When my granddaughter makes a mistake, my daughter takes the time to explain to her why it was wrong and what she could do differently moving forward. She never just says, stop that, and it's just because I said so. Every single time I see her, take her to another room to have a discussion. And sometimes I listen to what she's saying. She's listening. What was it that you were doing? What did you think was going to happen? She's asking questions before she's giving any kind of advice or suggestions. She's asking my granddaughter what her perception was before she tells her what to do or how to do it differently. And they have a discussion. So it's not just about I'm right and you're wrong and go do a timeout. It's always about let's talk about this. Let's talk about this and come up with a different solution, a different strategy. If we don't focus on mistakes so much, but we focus on what we can learn and move on, I think that we're going to be much better for it. So as you move forward in this day, look for ways to empower other people, to let them lead the way. You let God go first. Now that's a no-brainer, but then let somebody else have the limelight. Let somebody else shine. Take the time to give constructive feedback and really learn to understand somebody else's perception. God does the how, and you do the do. I hope this was helpful for you today. Leave me some comments. Leave me some feedback, because I would love to know if these messages are helping you as you are living your life by God's design. And if you feel so compelled, go ahead and give it a share. Share it with somebody. Let's spread this as far as we can. I wish you an amazing day. Again, God does the how, and you do the do. Take care.